Hello, everybody. It's me, Jordan. And I'm back from the mall, I guess. Yesterday I went to, the last 2 days have been showings for houses. I had to leave the house so they could see the house. So I went to the mall. I'm bad with money. I picked up a Kirby fan because I'm a Kirby fan. Okay. When I was over there, I went to Chubby Cattle, which was really yum. It's like even though if I say Korean barbecue because you put the grill and everything, that's what it is. But it's Japanese wagyu. It was really good. I had a nigiri that was probably the best nigiri I've ever had, and I'm not just saying that. It's been very delightful. While there, I went to a place called Open Book. I have to eventually put that in boxes. And I found a copy of Family Feud, the board game, the second edition. This obviously came at the time of the Richard Dawson era. So I picked this up because, obviously, Family Feud. Not a lot of game show board games in my collection that are not modern. I just picked up the floor the other day. And the other one they had was Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall. Now you can play the popular ABC TV network game at home. So these obviously are 1970s. Both those board games are older than me. But today, when I was there, they gave me a tote bag. And tote bag meant discounts. So I got as much discounts as I could. And I went to Break the Bank. This is not really the best quality of board game because obviously this part got ripped off. However, what I thought was really good about this is, one, just how old it is, and just the vibe of this game. Obviously, it's not mint condition, but here you go. So, you've never seen Break the Bank before. You obviously haven't. This is a radio game show, not a TV game show from 1955, that's part of the era I don't really get to talk about. So here's the thing. There you go. You get this little wheel, and that determines who gets control. And it's almost even footing. Looks like blue gets the short end of the stick on this, by the looks of things. Alright. There's little money. Oh, geez, that just feels dry. And the object is, as you might guess, you gotta go up the money ladder to get to the bank. If you get to the bank, you win. Place gold coins here. I don't see any gold coins. But you got the little wedges. So you get money, you go up the prize ladder. That's kind of the idea. And you answer trivia questions along the way. Basically, At the same time as $64,000 Question and all those big money game shows, this one also existed back in the day. So, in theory, this could be one of the oldest game show board games to ever exist. And that's why I had to grab it, because it's way out of my league. The categories are Storyland, Geography, Sports, Showbiz, Music, History, and Bank Breakers. Forfeits. Oh no. You pulled a boner. Go back one space. Grin and bear it. Put 10,000 in the bank. Boy, you goofed. Go all the way back to the beginning. It's a crying shame. Give every player $5,000. Bless your pointed head. Put half your paper money in the bank. Brother, are you lucky? Spin again for another question. Okay. Yeah, it's in 1955. Okay, so let's see what kind of questions we can get in these showbiz. I have not seen any of these. Here it is. This is what the questions look like. All right. I'll try and answer them. Oh, there's one for grown-ups and one for kids. Okay, so this is for grown-ups. Only 3 actresses have been 2-time winners of the Academy Awards for Best Actress. They were Bette Davis, Louise Rayner, and this actress who won one of her awards for The Heiress, Olivia de Havilland. For the youngsters, who was the gunslinging sheriff in High Noon? Well, let's do history. 1955. This is as old. This is when the Fallout games were kind of in. We are in the Fallout universe with this kind of board game. I don't want to set the world on fire. All right, let's see. Are we going to get like ancient history or are we going to get like Kublai Khan? What are we going to get here? Let's see. For the youngsters, this is for kids. A lot of folks have been there since, but this explorer got to the North Pole first, away back in 1909. Can you give me his famous name? Admiral Robert E. Peary. For grown-ups, as far as anybody knows, thousands of years went by without anyone reaching the North or South Pole. Then in 1911, a Norwegian explorer became the first man to reach the South Pole. Can you give me his name? Roald Amundsen. This is gonna be fun. Anyway, I should probably read the rule book, but I'm too lazy. So I got 3 board games. All right. Now let me put those back in the closet where it will most likely collect us and I will forget about them. Whoa. Oh no. Was there an earthquake earlier today? Oh no, is this place haunted? Ah! Okay, well. There. Oh, that was probably good for the OnlyFans content. Alright. This is going to be free. I'm just going to upload it to Patreon. So if you're watching this on YouTube, check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/Jordan Haas. See, I already had it right there. All right, so you give me money, and I'll show you the dumb shit I spend money on. All right, so now the rest should be all books. All right, let me. Oh, that's not. That's earrings. Made in Northern Ireland. I gotta open this up. There you go. Not a toy. Please look here. This is a handmade product. Avoid prolonged contact with water. Wipe clean with mild soap and water. Pat until fully dry. It's handmade something special. Okay. So I didn't get this in at the bookstore today. I got this on Etsy. Oh, that's cute. Little earrings where they're little X's or crosses. And also I got some some shredded lettuce, which is, I heard, a good thing. Yum. It came with its own shredded lettuce. Yum. Honestly, it looks no different than most coleslaw I see here in America. So, cheers to the Kitty... What's the name of this company again? Kitty Bee. On Etsy at Kitty Bee Official. KITTYB Official. I will even do that. And there you go. Socials. Get in the shots so it's in socials. There you go. Alright. Oh, right there. That is very cute and homemade. Also feels very firm. Very cool. That's just really cool studs. All right. Because I want to get new pierced. Because I don't know if you know this, I also had my ears pierced. So I was wanted to get more earrings. But you know, most people just notice the hair. Okay. Next is books, hopefully. Let's just keep going. Grab the books. Getting all the books. Just give me all the books right now. Oh, part of the box got ripped. Oh, that's sad. All right. Yeah, this part of the book's got... Okay. Oh, that's sad. I broke a very old board game. And by that is because I left it in the tote bag and ran all over Los Angeles with it. Oh well. Right at the top. Where were we? Oh yeah. We were on the books. Okay. I lost count of the amount of books we got, but they should be fun. A lot of these books are cheap. So here we go. First, we got the Essential Manga Guide. 50 series every manga fan should know by Brianna Lawrence, illustrated by Ibippo. Let's try and get one. Full Metal Alchemist. There's one. Full Metal Alchemist. Why it's essential. Why Full Metal Alchemist is essential. Square Enix has quite a few franchises to thank for their popularity. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, Square Enix dabbles in manga, and Full Metal Alchemist is probably the most iconic manga they've ever published. The winner of the 49th Shogakukan Manga Award in the Shonen category, Full Metal Alchemist takes a simple desire of two children and sets the stage for a complex emotional roller coaster that once it gets started, never really stops. With well-developed heroes and adversaries, it's a story in which even the most minor characters have an impact on the entire adventure. There's a military guy who loves miniskirts. All right. So I kind of. There's this. My favorite character is the dog. All right, let's keep going here. This also I got. I Am 8-Bit. I Am 8-Bit is an art book. Because I Am 8-Bit, I think if you don't know, this was a art collective in Los Angeles. I remember going to the, was it the first or the second exhibition in like the late 2000s? And it's a lot of, it's basically an art book of a bunch of stuff from the world of video games. Like, here you go. How about like a really good before and after? Duck Hunter S. Thompson. And there's a Mega Man. This, I think everyone already knows this fits the vibe. I Am 8-Bit is one of the great art exhibits here in Los Angeles. I don't know if they still do it. I know they still exist in a large capacity on social media. But when I first saw this and they saw the exhibits, I was blown away. Because again, you're a kid who just uses the internet and here's some cool shit with Mega Man and the Ninja Turtles NES game. And you're seeing like Dig Dug, and you're like, yeah, that is cool. So for me, it kind of presented modern art as a gateway for me through the eyes of video games, which are another popular medium. So to me, it just sort of is exciting. And kind of gave me, this is the kind of gallery that gave me appreciation for the arts. And I never knew they had a book of I Am 8-Bit, so I picked this up immediately. This is one of those really cool art sheets. Let me see if there's anything. I doubt it. But I want to see if there's anything Kirby. There's always going to be Mario and Zelda and, like, maybe Samus. But you don't really see much Kirby. There's a lot of cute mushroom. There's the Pac-Man hand grenades. There you go. There you go. There's a curb. Kirby. So it's a lot of appreciation for I Am 8-Bit. All really good. By Chronicle Books. Alright, so I'm 8-Bit. Another book that I'm going to probably fall in love with. Alright, let's break. Yes. Okay, that might be the next book. Okay. Put that there. I don't want to spoil the surprise. In the game department, I also got Gamer Girls. 25 Women Who Built the Video Game Industry by Mary Kenny. This one is a great book about video games. As maybe some of you remember, when I was in college, my senior thesis was about women in gaming. And I was where I met a few friends along the way. Hey, Cricks. And what makes this really exciting... Look, Amy Hennig. Yeah. I was wondering if Amy Hennig was going to be in here. Alright. Amy Hennig's behind Jack and Daxter. Alright. So what I like about this is, again, it's giving a profile of essentially a group of people we don't really think about that much in the gaming industry. Well, again, it's so fucked up that it's still 2026 and it's just the guy devs or the guy artists. We're gonna just keep pointing at Miyamoto, or we're gonna Hideo Kojima, everybody, because Metal Gear. And I'm glad there's at least a book about this, and I kind of wonder if there's one with African Americans, because that's also an undeserved minority as well. Also, LGBTQ in gaming. I think you can easily make a whole lot of books in this regard. Oh, let's see who they got. Amy Briggs, Amy Hennig, Ariana Harvey, Brenda Laurel, Brenda Romero, Carol Shaw, Corianne Yu, Danielle Bunton-Berry, Donna Bailey, Alonka Dunn, Jane Raymond. They got Jade Raymond, Ubisoft. Jane Jensen, Joyce Weisbecker, Kazuko Shibuya, Kiko Arakawa, Laura Nikuouch, Linda Curie, Mabel, Adis Mergat, Megan Gazer, Mariel Thomas, Rebecca Hindman, Roberta Williams, Robin Hunaik, Sherry Grainer-Ray, and Yoko Shimamura. Wait. Let's all do the joke, everybody, because I know everyone wants the joke. Let's all do the joke. Where's Anita Sarkeesian? All right. Anita will not be in this book. As far as I can guess, she never had any development experience. But neither did Brianna Wu. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, they even have a glossary of terms for those who may not know anything about video games. Like, for instance, AAA, considered the blockbusters of the video games, budgets of millions of dollars, teams of hundreds of people, and sales goals in the multi-millions. AAA doesn't refer to a game's quality or genre. I'll say. There you go. And look at that. I'd say that's a really good drawing of Roberta Williams. Look at that. That's actually a really good profile pic. Let's go through. I want to do a passage. So she was known for Sierra Online. She did King's Quest. All right. Let me try and get a good passage here. 20 years side, and then there's a side quest with Anne Westfall. That's okay. All right. Some people compare making games to having kids. They're all different, and it's impossible to pick your favorite. Not for Roberta. Phantasmagoria is her favorite, and it's unlike anything Roberta made before or since. Phantasmagoria is a story of Adrienne Delaney, played by actress Victoria Morsel, who moves into a remote mansion with her husband Don. As she settles into the house, supernatural forces begin to play with her mind. As the player, you must help Adrienne uncover the secrets of the mansion before it destroys her. The premise, a haunted mansion, might sound similar to Mystery House, but the overall tone is much different. Mystery House was a brain-bending murder mystery. Phantasmagoria, grim, dark horror. Okay, well, I've learned something about Phantasmagoria. All right, anyway, this is going to be a really good book to read. So we can learn more about women in the gaming industry. All right, going into the tech section, Cory Doctorow wrote the book The Internet Con, How to Seize the Means of Computation. This was before the Incendification book, but this is basically a book just so I can have some glossary terms and more reference on why exactly we are too reliant on social media as a whole, and why they prey upon us to make us weak and vulnerable. And what I like about the book, because I was reading it in the bookstore, essentially Cory is going into this with not just the business letter, this is why they want to make profit, but to pointing at essentially the social science aspect of social media. Why you want that instant gratification of the likes, and why we all do what we do to try and get the million subscribers. So this is what we do for a living. Isn't that cool? And the dark underbelly of all that, which I think is really good. I'm gonna keep reading that book. All right, for the fun, Monopoly, the book. It's the story behind the world's best-selling game. This is in humor and games. Essentially, they're going through each of... It's a quicker book, where each of... here's the brief history of Monopoly. Hey, did you know it was a landlord game, and then Park Burrs kind of fucked it up and fucked over the creator? Now you do. Then they made it about Atlantic City even more. And look at all the properties and how they got their things. Hey, look. This is the Grand Atlantic Hotel, which was on States Avenue. And that's how we get States Avenue. And it's Atlantic City, baby. Look, Atlantic City. I like it because, again, it is a licensed book. Steve Forbes apparently endorsed this book. And essentially, it's just about Atlantic City. It's basically a book where Monopoly parallels with Atlantic City, and you see where they get certain things. So you now get a visual idea of the Monopoly of Atlantic City. All right. Next, for work. 2 books about game shows I saw. Nothing by Adam Nedeff. One is by Norm Blumenthal, the producer of NBC's Concentration, When Game Shows Ruled Daytime TV. Obviously, game shows are an important part of what I do. I have a podcast about game shows. I talk nonstop about game shows. And it's fun to think about the world of game shows. And this is coming from the producer of the early Concentration, the NARS edition of Concentration. It was one of the most popular shows on NBC. And basically the idea is, through his opinion, his perspective about Concentration, the game show, it was really cool. Basically, it was like memory match, but then you win the prizes, and then to win those prizes, you got to get the Rebus puzzle. I always thought that was one of the cooler game shows. And they haven't rebooted it yet because people think the memory match part is boring and people will switch off the TV. I'm not kidding. That's the consensus about concentration. People think it'll be boring. You say 1, PlayStation 5, 4, a Roomba vacuum. No match. And then the other one is the second edition copy of Reality TV, Remaking Television Culture. This is another cultural book, but this time it's talking about how we observe reality television. Reality television is the modern game show. So we're looking at two parallel viewpoints. One of the game shows of the 1950s, 60s, 70s. We can even say the 80s because game shows were all over the networks in those timelines. But then we look at the modern day and we look at reality television. Now, I wonder if this is just reality comp or they're including Kardashians. Let's see here. Oh no, they're including a docu-series. Okay. But Big Brother, you know. The documentary thing of reality television, because it's a docudrama in certain regards if we're talking about the documentary series is like the Bravo Girls or whatever you want to call them. So that's the flip of how we observe storytelling in the world of reality television. What makes a reality show villain? What goes with the arch? So we're looking at the modern day game show in the form of reality television, because some reality television are game shows. Take a look at Big Brother, take a look at Survivor, take a look at The Amazing Race. They're all game shows. Remember The Mole? It's a game show. So is The Traitors. So is Love Island. Hey guys, I don't know if you noticed, Love Island's a game show. That's a bombshell going through your villa. It's a game show because it's two contestants. They go through challenges, and at the end, the best couple wins $250,000. Like, that's the show. All right. I'm going to save that for last. We're going into the world of voiceover because, as you know, or maybe you don't, I am apparently a voice actor now. Or at least aspiring. But everyone's saying don't say you're aspiring. You're talking in the microphone already. You're already doing voiceover work as far as everyone's concerned. So, because I talk in a microphone, and that's considered voiceover, I don't think so. I've got some books about voiceovers. I got 3 of them. Elaine Clark with There's Money Where Your Mouth Is, an insider's guide to a career in voiceovers. So this one is going into the world of business. Now I got this at the Iliad bookstore in North Hollywood. They give you announcer copies for sampling. And wait, what's this? Someone's. Oh, that's the receipt. That's the receipt. I paid $24.64 for 4 books. How much did I pay? Maybe $7.50 for this book. Iliad is legitimately one of the best bookstores because look, I go to libraries, I go to bookstores. It's not I'm an English major and I don't read a lot of fiction books or any of that. I just like resources. But the Iliad bookstore in North Hollywood, imagine just book after book, stack after stack after stack, but they're all like, it's chaotic good like the last bookstore, but it is even more so because there's cats. And I think the difference between the Iliad and the Last Bookstore is the Iliad has cute cats. And I think that's a thing. Plus, the chairs are definitely, you can just sit down in them. They don't give a shit. It's a store where it's like, as long as you're buying something, I don't give a fuck. And these books we're just giving them practically away. They're like $3. So let's go into some of these. Motivation. So where was the announcer copy? All right. Let's see. Let's get something like 30 seconds. Steak wagon. The read, coupled with the sound effects of steak sizzling and people eating, should make the listener's mouth water. There is a ruggedness associated with the restaurant that should be reflected in the voice. Texas twang is optional. Read the spot both with and without it. Disregard the numbers. They will be used afterward to reference notes pertaining to the interpretation of the copy. All right, here we go. How do you like your steaks? Red and juicy on the inside, or dark and crispy on the outside? Some restaurants have a hard time delivering what you really want. Fortunately, the chefs at the Steak Wagon understand how to cook steaks. First, they hand select the best cuts of beef. Then, they marinate them overnight in their special sauce. Finally, they cook them right at your table. Just say when, and the steaks are taken off the grill and placed in front of you, sizzling hot. Steak Wagon steaks are always thick and delicious. That's what brings the customers back for more. Enjoy a steak cooked your way at the Steak Wagon. That Jordan Haas edition for the role of Steak Wagon announcer. All right, that's actually really cool. They're actually trying to show you examples of when it's important. A real person spot, Creamy Delight. It's a radio ad. Characters. All right, there's pickup lines. Guides for multiples. Industrial narrations. Oh, the company voicemail. I don't think that we're going to be doing that more often because of voiceover things. You have reached extension number is unavailable to answer your call right now. Please leave a message after the tone or press 0 to be connected with the operator. If you'd like to speak to someone in our sales department, please press 3. Please stay on the line. A representative will be with you shortly. Be careful that names do not start to drop in pitch or you become tired or bored of the repetitive. Okay. Elaine Clark, Morris Code, Polly Cooper, Michelle Jones, Robert Lee, Marcia Mays, Freeman Planet, Chuck Roast, Ken Stately, Chuck Roast. All right. Multimedia books on tape, the demo tape. Oh, and we are going into legitimately. This is a little too old because demo tape. We're past that right now. We are past that because we're now in the internet world. A lot of demos are now just online. You can just go to jordanhaas.com. I'm sure I'll have a demo tape soon. You just email it to the agent. You can work from home now. The only suggestion is you don't use a USB mic. This is USB. You use a XLR. Okay. Next is the other book I got there, which was word of mouth. Remember, word of mouth is not to be confused with "there's money where your mouth is." Word of mouth. This is from Susan Blue and Molly Ann Mullen. Completely revised. It's now new how to do animation. And you can see they're trying to... This is actually something interesting. They actually put down the little scribbles you do on scripts, which is something I used to do. So when you get a script, you make notes. I like word phrase that has to be led more, we know, with a straight line under it. I love you. These cookies are great. Did you make them? For me? Try our $6 brunch. All you can eat. I'm sad. Come to New Zealand. Enjoy quiet beauty. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Believe it. I love you. She used to work here, but that was a long time ago. Other voices. Inanimate voices. Examples of demo tape boxes. Again, I don't think we do these anymore. But, for a second I thought that was... Please, a flubbed line brings a chuckle from director Andrea Romano. Holy shit! Look at this young Andrea Romano. Look at that. The GOAT. She really is the GOAT of voice acting. I don't know any actor that has not worked with her. Most people point to Batman the Animated Series. Legitimately great. And then recording with Susan Blue, because, she's here in the booth. That's how it used to look like. Look at that. Look at that old-timey booth. With the reel-to-reels. We're far from that in anime land. Anyway, here's the writers. Oh my god, there's just a whole bunch of voice actors. The many voices in you. I got a card from Lion's Den Productions in here. I don't think that was intentional. But I will look it up. Hanna-Barbera Audition by Jan Rabson. Alright. I guess, Alright. Witness, if you will, a world of animation, a new dimension of sight and sound. You are about to enter a different realm where reality and fantasy take on new aspects. There's a signpost up ahead. Jan Rabson doing a 3 to 5 minute voiceover audition at Hanna-Barbera Zone. Once upon a time. Hey, this sounds like a fairy tale. Not quite. In a land far away known as Larynx Land, there lived a king named Tonsillectomy. Who, pray tell, are you? Oh, hi. I'm Nerdgar Jr., and I go to Northridge College to study accounting, so I can be like my father. Well, not really, because I want to own my own firm. See, and he works for like a small little company, although he has his own secretary, which is pretty cool. Are you quite thorough? I think so. Every year there was a, it's my turn. Oh wait, that's a teenager voice. I gotta try and do all of these voices, and I don't even know half of them. Teenager. It's my turn. Every year, there was an ugliest man in the kingdom contest. The winner got 10,000 domas. That's about $160. All the ugly men lined up, and the king judged in the winner. And now an old Brit. What? An old Brit. Okay, why? Why they are ugly brutes reminds me of the time I was in New Guinea, or was it Rhodesia? The natives were rather restless, or were they the warpath? No matter, there was the tension in the air, or was it something else? Maybe it was a small fever going about. That's this good old boy. Now, you've been just about everywhere and done everything. This is my first time watching one of these ugly contests. I'll bet you've seen a bunch, huh? Terry Thomas. If I recall... I don't even know who Terry Thomas is. If I recall correctly, last year's contest was quite exciting. The gentleman and I used the term ever usefully. I was so ugly that I took off that hat and they arrested him for carrying a concealed weapon. And without further ado, I present to you the man who gave you taxation without representation, a mere figurehead, a bumbling, inefficient monarch, an anarchism on a blight in the human race, your king. Oh, thank you. A very nice speech indeed. Oh, my. Before was this supposed to be... Now it's the king. Now, are we trying to go for a king character? Or was the bet going to be it's Elvis? Because, oh, thank you, a very nice speech indeed. So it's like, thank you very much. Like one of those? Or are we going like, oh, thank you. Like the king of town in Homestar Runner. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh my. Before we begin the contest, Jesus Christ, 5 minutes. Big deep voice. I'm really not that ugly. I'm only doing this contest till my big break comes in show business. Actually, I'm a dancer. I don't have time for this. I don't. Good script though. The demo tape. Then an agent. What sort of voices would you like to hear in the demo tape? I don't know. Hopefully my voice natural. Otherwise, what I've been told is quasi Steve Bloom. Oh, workshops. I bet half of these places do not exist anymore. Some of these I already know do not exist anymore. You can get Susan Blues in all caps. They gave me her phone number. The writer of the book gave me her phone number. Yeah, this is so this is pre-Dubbing Brothers, pre-Bang Zoom. Voice Tracks is still around. All right, that's good. And then there's some of these demo tape companies do not exist anymore either. All right, let's get an announcer booth. How to begin. Anyway, this is book 2. Word of mouth. Seems like fun. And then finally, Voice Overachiever. Brand your voiceover career and change your life. Now, thankfully, I think this book is, yeah. I got this one in Pasadena. This was the last stop. I think this one is at least in the internet era. Well, let's see, 2018. See, that's a 10 years old book almost, but at least it's still choosing to kill it in the new voiceover world. This is pre-pandemic. So a lot of the work from home booths didn't exist yet, but it's still in the anime world. Voiceover superpowers, talent, training, commitment, business skills, connection, support, and branding. And it just looks like this. Chop, chop, lollipop. Let's get this VO party started. All right. Make yourself a voiceover branding journal. Maybe you're a spinal book. Maybe you're a small cloth-covered bound book. Maybe digital platforms such as Evmote or Google Docs are your jam. Your branding journal will be a crucial tool for your creative process. Whatever you do, select one that inspires you. Once you have your branding journal, find a quiet place to spend a few minutes reflecting on what you've read so far. Write down your hopes and fears for the journey ahead. Spend a few minutes each day on your journal reflecting on the ideas, brands, and people you're attracted to and how they are a clue to your personal brand. Carry your journal with you anywhere because you never know what might inspire you. Do all these take action exercises in the following chapters in this one space. In the meantime, I've provided a mini branding journal in the back of this book because I know you're a go-getter who want to get started right away. You gotta get swagger. Yeah, there you go. I do love the branding in this book. My superpower is helping you uncover yours. Okay. Lots of voiceover things. Why you need a brand. So this is more about the branding aspect of voice acting. Well, this is more of, hey, here's what you do. This is more of the secondary part of what we have focused, which is brilliant. Because look at it this way. When we look at voice acting today, the most popular younger ones, because there's always going to be older folks like Maurice LaMarche still working, but Maurice has been in the industry for like 40 years at this point. And look, you can go with Tuned In also if you want to go in there with Jim Cummings. There's podcasts about voice acting with voice actors. You have which is surprising now to me. Let's go into anime for a moment because I think that's always fun. When I was a kid, 90s Toonami, all that, and Funimation would do their stuff, and then a lot of dubbed voice actors would get just shat on. Even Steve Bloom got shat on all the time because, oh my god, this is the dub, you're ruining anime. I'm subs over dubs, hey, Mamma Mia. I don't know why I was doing that. But they were really getting the shit, and that was the era when I was like a teenager as well, and I was never feeling that because to me, you can, if you look at subs, that's obviously you get the intention of the original voice acting, but sometimes you don't want to read. You just want to hear, act, and see the theater perform. And that's why you do ADR in general. And I think a lot of people, when they think dubbing, they kind of still think of like Speed Racer, even back then, or they think of Godzilla movies. Oh my God, Godzilla, run away, and the flaps never match, because they were done cheap and quickly. So you look at like anime, pick your one. You can pick Fullmetal Alchemist if you want. You can go Dragon Ball Z. You can go Naruto. This at the time, they were like, the internet was rough on anime. Not just in general, like because it's not the manga or whatever, but just if you were a dubbed artist in there, which makes it very exciting to see like how like almost 20 years later, anime is obviously catapulted. One Piece is all over the place. You see Naruto stuff. It's hype beast material. Pokemon's still on the rise. And a lot of these dubbed actors have branded themselves in a way that's just amazing. Because it's, in one part, they're also social media creators. Like, you can go to Connor Dog, for instance. I think he's one of the most prolific, one of those voice actors. Or Sung Young, because, hey, he does the silly, like, vines. But then you can look at things like in the dub world. Abby Trott, for instance, auditioned at Bang Zoom using YouTube. You can also look at the history of, like, holy shit, like, you can look at the history of internet voice acting if you want to even go that far with Christina V or Amelie. Those two had, like, YouTube careers and Newgrounds careers before. Kira Buckland, for instance, had that kind of career. And now you're in the modern day where you have Alex Lee doing cosplay of the characters he voices. Or the next time you're at a convention, you know, Adam McArthur is going to do some silly bits that are in jokes about Jujutsu Kaisen. So you can talk about how much you love Gojo in front of Yuji Itadori. Nothing awkward about that. I mean, the Dude Finger ones. What do you want? Anyway, so because of that, we are in the modern era with branding, and so this book is really good at detailing a secondary part that we never really think about in the terms of voice acting. Because it's one thing to do the voice acting, but you still got to sell yourself like, hey, I'm a kick-ass voice actor. You should at least hire me to audition. Oh, look at that. Personal branding DIY. Your 100 different things. What are they? Hopefully good. Oh no, I got a UCLA health pamphlet in here. I did not get it. I did not put that in there. I don't need UCLA. And there's like, okay, what is this? Oh no. Oh no, somebody's Glenn went to Autotech and got a new air filter. Uh-oh, in 2020. Oh my god, I don't want to... Well, it's in the voice acting book? Here you go, I guess. In 2020, so this is during the pandemic. Okay. Get the e-card. Look at all that. Every work is well said. Now I use LinkedIn. What is this passage? One day I got bored and started clicking through some of my LinkedIn contacts, mostly other voice actors, a few friends, and that was about it. Suddenly noticed that there was a drop-down menu. The more I played around with features, I realized that this became a social media platform with drove opportunity. I now use LinkedIn daily not only to meet the right people, but gain new clients, book voiceover jobs, and develop mutually beneficial business relationships. That does kind of age this a tiny bit because, much like Facebook and Twitter, they kind of went on the dip the last few years. With Facebook, it's obviously because a lot of people pushing back because of Meta and Mark Zuckerberg. With Twitter, it's Elon Musk, and it just got really bad for any sort of branding because whatever you do, you get bots replying, and it's really toxic and not good for your mental health. With LinkedIn, I have not had a good LinkedIn experience. I maybe I'm speaking to a minority here, but whenever I go to LinkedIn, Most of the time I say, yeah, I have a podcast about game shows and I work in the industry. And every time it's, hey, do you need 10,000 viewers? We can get you 10,000 followers. Please follow me. Give me money. I can help you get followers. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. I don't want bots. I don't need the bots. I just want a podcast about game shows. Imagine that if you were like a stand-up comedian. I can get you tickets! 2 tickets! I can get tickets! I can get robots to go to your comedy show. All right. You have your brand, but it's only the beginning. Now it's time to live your brand and inhabit it every day. Practicing these 5 habits daily will help you on track. Commit to being on brand today. I'm goofing on books. I don't know if that's really on brand, but I think that it is partially on my brand at least. Talk yourself up every day. Big up yourself all day, every day. Put it on a keychain. Commit to taking care of your instrument today. Move your body, eat healthy foods, and hydrate. When you take care of yourself, you'll have more energy to attract your tribe. I forgot to drink water today. I definitely do need to hydrate and eat healthy foods. I should eat some lettuce. I heard that's good. Commit to educating 5 people about your voice today. Who are you going to educate about your voice today? Write them down and schedule a time in your day to reach out. These could be new people to add in your marketing list of people you need to follow up with. Just make sure it's 5 a day, every day. Commit to doing your daily auditions. Remember the booking ratio and minimum number of daily auditions you calculate back in Chapter 6? What's the number again? Make sure you're doing it every day. I don't know about... See... That's another personal philosophy of mine, which maybe that's why. I think the audition ratio thing is you don't want to go there. I think you should audition as often as you're comfortable with, but not enough to be taxing. Because what happens if you do too many and you start straining your voice and you're like, I think it's also important to maybe read the slides before picking and choosing your auditions. Obviously, if you do get voice roles, you're going to get so many different voices that it's going to be impossible to choose. Obviously, it's like a lottery system where it's kind of like me with game shows. Hey guys, it's me, Jordan. I want to be on game show, and it's just you get told no. That's it constantly. But to keep doing the voiceover things, maybe. But it's also just a lucky shot. Yeah, I think it's really just do what's most comfortable with you. If there's a deadline, do those have priority. If you have time to think it over, go with it. I think a lot of times when it's do it often, what happens is people start losing the improv mind. Now, I'm not a big famous voice actor by any stretch. I'm merely saying this on the perspective of production side, direction side. When you get auditions constantly, eventually what happens is because you get tired and weak, you're just told male voice. And you're just going to do your default male voice. Hey, how's it going? It's me, Tony. What day is today? I heard it's Tuesday. Well, that's good. I hope to see you soon. What do you mean you can't come over on the date? And that's your role. But what if the male voice was more shy and it was never described? So read the context clues of how was your day. You're supposed to go on a date. Or maybe he's meant to be just a belligerent asshole. What do you mean? Today's Tuesday! One of those. Anyway, I don't buy that. I think if you can observe, study, play around with, and then audition, go with it. But you shouldn't make it like a counter. It shouldn't be like going through, like, I need to do 50 auditions every day. Because what if you don't get 50 auditions? What if you get sick on a certain day? You got to make some room for yourself. Also, what about if you're going to take classes? What if you somehow make it and you're at a convention? Yes, you still have to do auditions, clearly, but you can't probably do 50 auditions if you're spending 6 hours at a con. You're going to maybe do 10 to 20 at night, if allowed. Anyway, the last book I got is Cursed. It is The Hidden Power of Fucking Up by the Try Guys. This is the most expensive purchase I made today. $8. With a 20% discount, so it's $6.50. All your favorites are there. Grant O'Brien, The Gay, Anxiety Crisis Guy, and I think he got canceled. So they got approval from Rhett and Link. So they got Rhett and... I didn't see any good mythical morning book out there. Oh golly gee, we have our southern accent. We're all just eating some cereal and we're like, oh, give me up that Fruity Loop. Oh golly gee. Oh man, join us next time as we end up wearing wigs. That's actually, you know what? I'm with you, Keith. Keith, I'm with you. They have Try Guys now have a streaming service called what is it? Second Try. And it's trying to be a dropout with the Try Guys content. I had a subscription to it. It's okay. A good chunk of this stuff is already free on YouTube. That's the only reason why I stopped giving them a subscription. It's mostly, hey, remember when the guy ate the entire menu at Wendy's? Well, he's back. But there's some cool shows like Trolley Problems and there's like a scavenger hunt style show where they go to a different city and they have like 20 hours to like do as many like scavenger hunt style challenges. And I thought that was also a really cool show. And also Johnny Cakes is on there now from Is It Cake? So he's a pretty cool baker. And I thought that was really neat. I do like myself some Johnny Cakes. Because he has a great sense of humor. And I think we would vibe. Alright. Let's read. Oh, that's... Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, boy! Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, boy! Oh, no! As you can tell, it's a comedy book. Okay. So, t-shirt slogans. We'd like to see, the canceled guy says, Dad to the bone. Zach says, Zach is my favorite Try Guy. I mean, I think he's the last one standing at this point. If like, what happens, Zach, if Keith ends up getting into a food coma and doesn't wake up? Ever thought of that? And then Eugene, who I think is now working in fashion. Like, he's a legit fashion designer now. I hate shirts with text on them. And you know what? I kind of agree. I have a few shirts with text on them, but I think it's that whole, like... I don't like shirts with t-shirts on them with the text because sometimes you'll get dupes or somebody steals the text and does something ugly. You have, like, the branded shirt where it just says, like, Nike on it, and you're like, okay, cool. And then it's, like, Chick Magnet, but then you go to the pier and there's a Chick Magnet shirt, and you're just like, what the fuck? But so I agree. Also, it gives the same kind of vibe as, like, quote tees from YouTube merch from, like, the 2000s. You know, please buy the oh no, that doesn't hold up shirt now in the Jordan Haas store. All right, let's look at something fun. Okay. Remember when they had the trade on panties? In early 2014, the four of us joined BuzzFeed's fledgling video division in Los Angeles, which at the time was about a year and a half old and just starting to find its footing. There were under 20 video employees, mostly young and full of energy and zeal. We were hired first as interns, then full-time as junior producers with the goal of producing shareable viral videos. It was the early days of social content, and every day was a group of passionate creators came in and test assumptions and tried their hand at cracking viral formats. Some videos hit, and others were phenomenal disasters. But every video was a new opportunity to learn. We did everything back then, from manually adding captions to eating bizarre foods on camera. Every producer was responsible for 6 videos a month, start to finish. Everything from conceiving the idea through execution, ending, and delivery. The speed was all but assured, but nothing we were making was perfect. But it also meant we had an opportunity to try a million different things, learn constantly, and grow. The job was to understand what makes videos go viral, dissect the elements, test them, make them more dope viral videos, rinse, and repeat. Okay. I mean, it keeps going. Blue, yellow, red, green, blue team made videos for the yellow channel. Excuse me, whatever. Fuck off. Yeah, there he is. There you go. Let's just end with more jokes about Ned. Yeah, there you go. Hang on, let's read what, I have always been both an artist and a scientist. As a kid, I designed my own model rockets, but also directed my own stop-motion movies. Yes, we all had that Lego PC set, Ned. In high school, I was both president of the drama club as well as the auto CAD designer for the robotics team. I was equal parts mathlete and comedian after I graduated from Yale. Nobody cares that you went to Yale. Guys, go away. This is my section. See, it's a little bit of a joke. See, it's like, it's written in his thing, but then they're all heckling each other. Because, see, they're all friends still. That's right. They're all good buddies. Nothing wrong could happen with the Try Guys. Nothing. They're all my friends on the internet. I miss you, Keith and Zach. I miss you, Keith and Zach. Why don't we eat the menu? Let's all go. Let's try every Air Once movie. Let's go to what's a cheaper option because of budget? Let's go to Panda Express. Let's eat the entire Panda Express menu. Well, is the chow mein the best? Oh, I hope so. Let's give it a go. How about that? How about we do trolley problems, Zach? Remember trolley problems? Uh-oh. Oh. It didn't even toot. Uh-oh! I got this for the bed and it didn't work. Oh well. Anyway, I got this round 1 Zoro and Sanji keychain. Also, I still got my Yuji Itadori vinyl standee. That's good. All right. Well, that was it. My best purchase, I would say, is the Kirby fan, because it was hot. That's gonna do it for us today. That's all I got. I think I already went through manga. I got Demon, and I got Jujutsu Kaisen 1, and Don, and Blue Lock. Yeah, alright. Okay. So that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go get some sleep. Hope you had a lot of fun. I know I did. Well, we'll see you soon. Take care. Look at that burger.